Joining us now is Okpe with stories trending around the world. Ojinika!
Good morning, Dr. Abati.
My name is Okpe.
You just have to say Ojinika Okpe. That's all.
How are you? It's good to see you. You're looking great, as usual.
Thank you.
You
always. Too. And our queen, you look lovely in yellow.
Thank you. Just following your footsteps.
Yeah. Good morning, Rafai.
Hi, good morning, Audrey. How are you? Brilliant to see you again. Blessings.
You too. You look great.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right. Well, good morning to you viewers. And what's trending today in Nigeria? First, Nigerian army refutes having returned Chibok girls in their custody. In Delta State, DNA test reveals to a judge that he didn't father 3 of his children. Then, a beverage company celebrates a Nigerian soldier on his birthday. Also trending today, legendary Afro Juju musician Sir Shina Peters has been ordained a bishop. And finally, trending in Nigeria, guests of a hotel find hidden camera in their room in Ogun State.
The room in the hotel we are sleeping at Okpe, we just found out that there's a camera installed in every room. This has recorded my brother's nakedness. This has recorded my mother's nakedness, my uncle's nakedness. Because immediately they finish bathing, they come out from the bathroom naked. This is the camera. This is the 5th camera in the room. This is the 5th camera in the room. Sure you can see. Sure you can see. All right. This is the hotel.
Well, let's begin in Delta State, Nigeria, where a judge has narrated how DNA tests revealed that he was not the biological father of all 3 children from his previous marriage. The judge, Anthony Ezonfade, in a press statement, said he decided to conduct the test after sources revealed that he was not the father of 1 of his children. The judge said although his ex-wife denied the paternity fraud allegation after a confrontation in the presence of family members, she had since confessed to having the child with another man during the course of their marriage, which prompted him to further investigate all of his children's paternity, including children from his present marriage. At that point, the DNA test revealed that all 3 children from his previous marriage were not his. The judge added that the situation has caused a lot of trauma to the innocent children and his present wife, who had to agree to having DNA tests conducted on their 4 children. Rufai, I'll come to you with this story. This is such a shocking story. I mean, we've seen this. I feel like this is the 3rd story in the course of this month, this paternity story. But thankfully, his present wife and all 4 children are his. Your take on this story?
You know, there's a saying, there's a Yoruba saying, in combe something day. And things are really happening. It's very shocking. It's sad that things like this are still happening. But if I have a word for the man, I know you are hurt. But in the end, these children are your children. Though not biological. But for the fact that they have called you father, they have looked at you in the eyes, they have called you father, you just have to take them. I know it's a very sad place to be.
No, he has taken the children. They're all his.
They're all his.
Yes, he's
and I think there are even laws to back this up in Nigeria. There are rulings I've heard of to back this up in Nigeria that says as long as the woman, whatever she has done outside, as long as she had those child in your house when she was legally married to you, they're all your children and the woman belongs to you. But one thing I fear is this. What will be the level of trust amongst them going forward? Yeah, the man might do this just to be able to save his home. But please, people should understand the sacredness of marriage. He might do this to save the shame, to take the children, which is a good thing he has done. But please, let's understand the sacredness of marriage and the trust it behoves on us when people want that same level of trust from us. He has done the best thing. Nobody should lead him astray. He has done the best thing. As long as those children call him father, they are his children.
Absolutely.
But going forward, what will be the integrity of the trust they have for each other? And that's why, apart from just doing the best thing of taking the children in, he should go one step further to mending that family, which is a difficult task. And that woman should come clean on everything if she wants true peace. I believe it can still be mended. But the woman has to come clean and support him in the mending of the family. He will show his hurts. He will show he's disgruntled. But she needs to understand that she's put him in a position of doubt.
Well, that's his ex-wife.
Yes, his ex-wife.
He's now
Okay, they're not together any longer.
Right.
But
Barrister,
make things right.
Barrister Celia Juliet Ototo left the learned judge 11 years ago.
Correct.
At a time when the last child of the relationship was just 6 years old. The youngest child is now 17. He said he got an anonymous call saying that that last child was not his. And then he initiated a DNA test. And it was discovered that there was no match. And then he asked that 2 of the other children from Madam Celia Ototo should also be investigated, and discovered that 2 other children were also not his. These are undergraduates. One is about to graduate, one is about to get into the final year. Now, Justice Okorodas defined this as a personal tragedy.
Correct.
And I think in a sense it is. And we would like to commend him for his courage, for his humanism, for his decency. For me, the last 2 paragraphs of the statement that he issued when he addressed the press are quite instructive. He said in one regard that he and his new wife, now Barrister Mrs. Ebi Okorodas, that they've accepted these children as their own, and that he would like to, that he has come public so that, look, there will be no issues with regard to trauma and all of that, and that they will continue to support these children from his previous marriage. Now, Barrister Ebi Okorodas already has 4 children for him. So it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of comportment for him to have issued this very detailed statement. When you read the statement, it's quite, a very touching, very emotional, but the learned judge has taken this option. Things happen in marriages, but this is one of those strange things that happen. Even stranger than what we saw in Aeschylus' Oresteia, the Orestean trilogy, or in Euripides' de Medea, where you find situations within families that are tragic. So he's a very strong man. And then again, the last line in that statement that he issued, he says he has left Celia and her boyfriend and her boyfriends
or boyfriends
to their conscience. All this speaks to infidelity, loyalty in relationships, and indeed, the people who say that things happen in marriages, that marriage is the university of life, they are very right. Now, as for the children, yes, there will be stigma, there will be trauma, but what the law says is that there are no illegitimate children anywhere in Africa. Nobody is considered illegitimate. There is no country in Africa that defines anybody as illegitimate. So Justice Okorodas, being an officer in the Temple of Justice, I'm sure knows that law. And he spells it out and he says, these are my children.
Correct.
I accept them. And so he has removed whatever stigma anybody may want to attach to them.
Perfect gentleman.
So that's the position of the law. However, at the customary level, of course, there could be issues at the family level because, families, customarily will say, no, you are not our blood. You are not part of this family. So at the level of customary law, what Justice Okorodas has done is to clear the air on the matter, to convince the family, traditionally, that, look, these are my children, whether they are my blood or not. And they are not illegitimate in this family.
Very well
because
said.
In Africa, no child is illegitimate.
Good point. Adesua.
I mean, it's all been said. Let me just add that it's a man's world, but the woman is very powerful. I think that's the lesson from this. It's heartbreaking.
Powerful in what way, Adesua?
Well, figure it out yourself.
Oh, well. I think it's an exemplary story. I think that what the judge has done is
I hope you are not talking about
amazing.
power with regard to infidelity.
I'm not saying anything
I just don't know how she carried on for all those years. Well, she walked away from her family when the last child was 6 years old.
There's a long history to this, whether we like it or not.
Correct.
At a point where there's pressure on, this is not excusable.
Correct.
Don't get me wrong. But at a point there's pressure on couples, newlywed couples, to give birth. And you find out that one party to this marriage is unable, it's not fertile enough. What you got at that time, and it's still happening, is that the women are then forced and pressured to ensure that there's a child to secure their marriages.
No, this is not about fertility.
No, I didn't say it was about
point.
fertility. I'm just saying that there are many sides to this story.
Yes.
It's not excusable, but it is happening, and we cannot deny it. And that's why I said, the woman is powerful. Only a mother knows her child.
Shed her light
No, let it be on record that Justice Okorodas took the additional step
and he has 4 children.
Conducting the DNA test.
And that's why I'm saying this has nothing to do with justice. I'm just speaking in general terms.
It's not justice we're even talking about. He took the additional step of conducting the DNA test on the children from
the current wife,
A.B. Okorodas. And those ones are his.
So he has 4 children.
It was confirmed. However, DNA testing has become a major issue.
No, it is. 7 children.
Nigerian marriages.
It is.
7, not 4.
All right, well, we're fine. Let's take another story. Reactions have been trailing the Nigerian Army's refusal of having the alleged returned Chibok schoolgirls in their custody. The Chief of Defense Staff, Major General Leo Irabo, announced this over the weekend when he paid his first operational visit to theater of the Boko Haram war, amid reports that some of the Chibok schoolgirls abducted in April 2014 in northern town of Chibok had escaped from the abductors. The Major General insisted that none of the girls were in the custody of Defense Headquarters. He added that those who managed to escape are believed to be in Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State. In the meantime, as the Nigerian Army continues to wage war against insurgents in the north, soldiers who have pledged their lives to defend the nation are having to deal with the daily necessities that we citizens take for granted. Now, in an effort to show gratitude, a beverage company, Royal Crown Cola, gifted a Nigerian soldier at the war front who celebrated his birthday using a loaf of bread with a proper cake to celebrate his special day all over again. Well, I love this story, Adesua. I was so excited when I saw this story. I was like, this is just the way to show, gratitude. But regards to the Chibok girls, I must commend the Major General. This has shed a new light to the Army. For the first time, we're seeing this type of honesty from the Nigerian Army. It's quite amazing to see.
And let me add quick response. He was right on the spot, thinking on his feet. There was this report about a father of one of the Chibok girls who said his daughter had called him and said, we are free, but we are now with the Nigerian soldiers. And so that report filtered down, and people said, okay, so some of the 112 girls unaccounted for might have also escaped and now with the military. And when he was asked very quickly and very swiftly, he said, unfortunately, we do not have them. But perhaps the operations we are having in clearing the forest and the war, the counterinsurgency war, it's possible that some of these girls have escaped, but we do not have them, which is heartbreaking for a lot of us who are still optimistic that these 112 girls will come back home and be reunited with their family. As regards the Nigerian Army, the foot soldiers are the front line of this war.
Yes.
I think we do not deserve them. They are doing all they can to ensure that we can sleep, we are safe, we have a country to call ours, and we do not celebrate them enough. So kudos to this company, and we do hope that more people, I don't know if there's a law.
Not just the beverage company,
yes.
everyone.
I don't know if there's a law against gifting military men in Nigeria. I don't know if there's a law against that for them to accept these gifts. But, I think it's something we should emulate and do once in a while. I appreciate them more.
Yes. I'm sure we don't have time to go further, but
we need to go on a break, Ojuneka.
Yes.
And then when we return, was trending with Okpe. We'll continue. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the morning show here on the Arise News channel. Well, Okpe is still here, which was trending around the world.
Thank you.
Well, OG, you want me now to introduce you afresh, but very quickly. The story that we were talking about. Remind me again, what was
that? We had two stories.
The Chibok girls.
Yes, the Chibok girls. Now, the Chibok girls were abducted April 15, 2014. And then at some point, we were told that 82 of them escaped. At another point, we were told that 58 were rescued. At another point, we were told in 2017, government rescued 21 of them. But a total of 112 of them remain. Now, each time you mention the issue of the Chibok girls, we're reminded of the crisis of insecurity in Nigeria. And whatever the story is this time around, we're again reminded of that crisis of insecurity. Yeah. We're reminded of the vulnerability of the girl child. We're reminded of the unsafe environment that we have in our schools. Even if it is one Chibok girl that is still remaining with the Boko Haramis, that in itself is a source of concern. Now, the new Chief of Defense Staff, Major General Lucky Rabo, says, well, none of the girls who were reported to have escaped over the weekend is with the Nigerian military. However, he made the point that he is committed to ensuring that any child, any Nigerian child that may have been abducted by Boko Haramis, by terrorists, you know, that he will do everything in his capacity to make sure that they are freed. And that's in line with the promise that he gave the president that he and his team, new team, will add value. And I think that that is encouraging. Now, Major General Lucky Rabo made this statement on the occasion of the fact that his first assignment was to visit the theater of war. After receiving the flag on Thursday, on Sunday, he went straight to Borno State to meet with the governor, to stake out the territory, and also to meet with stakeholders. And it was on that occasion that he made that statement. Well, we see this as an indication of seriousness on the part of the new service chiefs, but we also hope that they are not being motivated by Western movies, you know, and the idea of hitting the ground running. This hitting the ground running that Rabo and his team we seem to have demonstrated, we need to see it in concrete terms.
Absolutely.
In terms of actual performance. We don't want words, we want action. And we hope that President Buhari will provide these new service chiefs with the wherewithal to be able to deliver. And we hope also that the remaining Chibok girls, the Dapchi girls, any Nigerian, whether student or female or male, that is in the custody of the terrorists will be freed.
Yeah.
That is when all of us as Nigerians can begin to feel safe and then have confidence in President Buhari's promise that he will deal with the challenge of insecurity in Nigeria.
Well said, Dr. Abati. Well, with regards to the beverage company gifting the soldier at the war front a proper cake.
Okay, you want me to comment on that?
No, I just wanted you to answer Adesuwa's question if there was anything against the law that
gifting.
No. I don't think it's against the law. I mean, even in countries where there are limitations in terms of gifts, say in the United States, the law prescribes how much gift you can take. If you take beyond a certain amount, then you have to declare it, you know, if you are a senior public officer. But what's his name? Is it Siriseze? You know, being given a cake. A cake.
It's
you know,
so
how much is that? And 2 or 3 bottles of cola or whatever. I don't think that's a problem. Yeah. But what I see in his story is a demonstration of humanism. And also his humility. Very nice human angle story that excited a lot of people on social media.
Well, more on celebrations before I come to you, Rufai. Our very own business anchor, Bosan Omofaye, on Monday was awarded with the Business Reporter of the Year 2020 by the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. We all congratulate Bosan. Rufai, quickly.
I mean, I'm so excited for Bosin. Bosin is a dear friend, always sits just right at the back sometimes when we go on the air. He's had a stellar career for well over 20 years now. I think he started about 94, 95. He's been at it. He's been very sturdy, likes what he does, very great guy, lives for quality conversation. That's the kind of person Bosin is. You can talk to him about anything business. True patriot, I should say, wants the country to do well. Think we can do a whole lot better. I was so excited when I saw it yesterday. I'm still going to give him a call today and let him know that, Bosin, there are consequences. There are big consequences for this thing. And I know he consequentized the consequences in the office yesterday, but I wasn't available. So he has to repeat that. Just like we say, big congratulations and happy birthday to that military officer. What's his name again? Eze. Happy birthday to you, Eze. Going out there fighting on the battlefront. We support you. We love you. We hope this war is over so we can give you a big hug when you come back and celebrate, because it's truly important. And we should do more for our military men.
Absolutely.
Dr. Abadi was talking about America. Do you know that in every store you go to in America, there's a 20 to 30% discount for military men in stores in America?
We should do
more. It's a big deal. There's a 20 to 30% discount. Some stores go as much as 50% discount if you can show them that you're a military man. We should get to that level in this country where we celebrate people that fight for us. And we should try to shun corruption in every area of our life so that the country will be better. You see, if Nigeria is good, it's better for all of us. I want Nigeria to be better. If it's better, we'll all sleep well, we'll all be happy. And that's the kind of country I want for you and for me.
Well said, Rufai. We'll take our final story. Afro Juju musician, popularly known as Sir Shina Peters, has been ordained a bishop of the Cherubim and Seraphim Church. The legendary singer was ordained at a ceremony in Lagos over the weekend. Well, congratulatory messages have been pouring in after the singer shared a video and photos of his ordination on his Instagram page with the caption, "Bishop with the swagger." Adesua, Bishop with the swagger. I mean, I think... Rufai, did you say it's shocking?
No, he said Olusha.
I mean, first he was ordained the Tsar in the United Kingdom, right? And then now with this, I mean, what is your take on the story, Dr.
Congratulations to him. I guess there is no one that cannot be used in the house of God. I totally love the fact that he's a bishop with a swagger. I remember, I grew up on Shina Peters music, so it is fantastic and amazing for me. Dr. Batty, don't say it. I see that look you're giving me, Dr. Batty.
Anyway, very quickly, congratulations to Sir Shina Peters. Some of his friends call him SSP. Some of us who are his younger friends, we call him Star. And I'm not surprised that he has risen to the level of a bishop. He was in fact born in the Cherubim and Seraphim Church. And of course, some people refer to that as Cherubim and Seraphim.
Cherubim.
Yeah. In fact, his father, had a church. And his father was the leader of a church. His mother was also a prophetess in the church. And when he built his house in a Jew, in an area of Lagos, his father's house was next to his, and there was the church also there, and was very active in that church. And in his house, when you enter the house where he lives now, he still lives there, he has an altar. So he has always been a man of faith, apart from what he does as an artist and how he has been able to distinguish himself. He's a man who believes a lot in God. And so him, seeing him becoming a bishop is not anything surprising. It just shows another side of him. Talented artist, very distinguished artist, icon, winner of double platinums with different albums, Ace, Shinomania, Experience, Shewele, and so many, that he has been able to put there. And he continues to remain a symbol and a source of inspiration for the younger generation. Thank you very much, Oji.
Thank you, Dr.
That's all with you.